Good afternoon. I'm now joining. How your face looking? So who get vexed? I don't like how your face looking. I'm gonna see a smile.
Aisha, good evening again. Aisha, you see we keep missing the point. All this talk we talk this evening, and thanks to the lady from foreign. Up to now, none of us came up with a solution to call Gary Griffith and say, Gary Griffith, I would like to see an answer on why it is these police didn't carry their functions and duty in the manner in which they were supposed to. This is the question we should be asking and calling. We don't care whether or not he could do the job or not. We are supposed to make him do his job now. We started out about there 1%. Well, all right. Then we have the power as the citizens to demand for the commissioner of police to demand what we call the 1% that we call untouchables to do his job and see if they're untouchable. But instead of that, we keep going on the same road for Junham. Yes, we still talking the same talk and not demanding anything from the man that we pay. That's what we should be arguing about. We still studying the 1%, but if there is 1%, we paying. Our taxpayers pay Gary Griffith. Come now, man. We are more than them. So then we still ain't ready yet. That's why that one could call me. What? But I don't even study. Forget it. Enjoy evening, Miss Wells.
Sister Aisha, good afternoon again. Is there somebody who could fix all that now? Our Prime Minister, because I believe he's the in the head of the securities or something like that, or the head of national security or something like that, right? So he could call a meeting and deal with these kind of things. Not because they gated, there are still rules, because at the end of the day, right, they will still end up coming out from their communities, right, and whether it's going to the mall or traveling or whatever, right? Thank you.
We know the street because we talk to the street.
Come talk with us on the street 919 FM.
Aisha, these people do it because they could do it. And don't be surprised if the Prime Minister will pick up his phone and say, boy, I hear one of your children was in some kind of party and it wasn't social distancing and it had real people there, more than 5 people. Yeah, and one of your voice notes was correct. These people could, instead of the Prime Minister calling them, they could call him. And yes, there is inequality. But if you know that you are on the lower side of things, try and don't pretend that you're on the higher side and go ahead and break the law and feel that Gary can't do you nothing and walk around and mock Gary and all of that. You can't do that. You know who could do that. And let them do that. You're going to find your tail in jail. Thank you.
Aisha, the chicken coming home to roost. One law for the 1% and another law for the cockroach. The chicken coming home to roost. The now start. The journey now start. Stay tuned.
Sure, I think what people should go out and protest about is things like that. You march peacefully, you go down and you air your thing, you go by. If it's police complaints, we go in numbers, and this is the things that we have to talk about. But you know, we can't go in numbers right now because it's COVID and plenty of we go get charged. But these, we had to find a way to speak out about things like this. This is what we have to do, talk about it. Because I am not watching Gary Griffith, you know. Gary Griffith not genuine, like how he does be potty, does be preaching, eh? He not genuine at all.
I shall see the point I'm making. Look, the teacher man come to agree with the conversation because why? We seem like though we killing Gary Griffith and the 1% now. Black people all they wake up now, man. Wake up, please. Let me call on the commissioner of police to do his job with the police that he has to do the job. Enjoy evening. Point I'm making, you see the point I'm making from the first text I sent you? We start a song like the teacher man. You see, come to agree with me? Why he agree with you? Because we're going down a particular road. Wake up, my people.
Caller, you live? Caller, you there?
Aisha.
Yes, you're on.
Yes, Aisha. Yes. And not only Battery alone, good afternoon. The woman from Tobago too. I want to tell you this, Aisha. I want the public to listen this. It has some police officers going around. Then, before they go on the promenade, in front of RBC, in front of First Citizen, excellent stores, with up these sort of homeless people on Broadway there, and around Port of Spain and other cities and boroughs and town. And some of people in one face mask. As I enter out mother, police showing me a book, and they making no joke. All I got up my small in, you the stupid one who the score there though. I said that M's, you know. They are got police officer, but I said that M's. The sign that I get a mandate in Steelers, Beaton, Lavantil, and environs. All of them must go down St. James. Yeah, down Pompey Street. And other places. All of them, my brother, live with the superintendent living for Fort Scott. What the neighbors is, and I ask them outside in the yard. One I ask them, in that area, how can I go and ask people? Just because I can't have it alone. Only for them, responding to the shopping instant and Sinclair. I want people in the yard and stop all the vehicle. And I them for mass. All the truth to come in, places like Beaton and other places. I want to have some old M's depending all here. And you know, what to do for people? It seems like you don't have a lot for one now. But tell us one day, the police service will be meted back with the old behavior. And I keep saying, the police service ain't change until it's script changing. The police doesn't have a script. They were shooting at us. But I have a gun on us. Once they kill you, you're always shooting at the police. I was born in this police. It when we turn around and you hear the police were shooting, so somebody had got to shoot. And there was personally, the officers to be see every day I meet them. Who know they care about their duty. It never said but they call it what? The long days. And what the next one? Remember, like when I see them coming like I can see the devil or two on the head. The same method of approach. You all the couple people in my snoring. What I can bring that into Beaton? Huh? When I pop up on the face, but all the face don't mean nothing at all. All the face can't do me nothing. And after somebody press up their need, suction and the big one throughout the world. I tell you like Mr. Mitchell and others. I tell you like my boy Geraldine, who don't stand up for shopping it. I can't say keep Scotland again, but I know what side the enemy is a MP, he's a minister or what. Martin George, and he doesn't go on. Well, all the metal approach is one thing. I don't know what the field people get killed at my face. And I want to know that M's name, that police officer who seemed to be just passing should be done. People in people yard. And the matter for everybody's safety, you know. It's everybody's safety, especially when you're in public. So they're watching somebody in their yard. I only keep coming up to them people that are shipping it. People in the with all the BS. Someday somebody go come on with all the same shopping itself.
Thank you, Anderson. Let me take a few more.
I'll let you know. Listen from my face, please.
Thank you. Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about the police officers that leaving where they come from are still trying to find out which division they coming from. That circulating Beaton area and just charging people. Once they see them, you could be in your yard. Now step out your door. once you don't have on a mask, take it one time. It's as though they have a quota to go in with, and they just target Beetham area. So let me just say that I carry 20 tickets. They take 2 drive on the street, peep in your gate, realize you have on no mask and charge you. Yeah, I'm aware of it. Somebody done call me and send me a video of them routing. I'm trying to find out where they're from, Anderson. I'm making them out. It's me again. All right, yeah. Thank you so much. I thought you sent me a voice. No, dear Mr. Bigo. I didn't realize it was a text call. Are you live?
Aisha Wells.
Mommy, how you doing?
A caller called earlier on today and say about who are people in the bottom of the class or whatever, the bottom or whatever. Aisha, I know I not say the bottom. Aisha, I have known you for quite some years before you even make debut. And I want to tell you this afternoon, you build yourself. You move up in a standard, and I know you will continue doing that, Aisha. Aisha, if you want to move up, you're going to move up. If you want to stay to the bottom, you're going to stay to the bottom. I want to tell you something this afternoon. Continue doing what you're doing. So you're going up, up, up. You continue. You want to tell you, you're quite some years, Aisha. Well, you didn't even used to be on radio yet, and for your good years, singing on stage in John. Don't think I ain't known that long. I know you don't know. You remember those days, Aisha Wells?
You have me laughing in the studio right now.
I have you laughing all before when you went abroad to live alone. So I know you're good, and I am telling you this afternoon, you built yourself and you continue to do what you're doing. Aisha Wells, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, what kind of people? Is it Indian, Chinese, Spanish? Aisha, it's black people, and if you understand me, Aisha, they all are like human beings. It's just a job. You understand me? It's just a job. So it's just for some people I'm carrying down. You know, I don't really like it. Aisha, if you're doing good, you're doing good. I know it have police constable out there who continue to do wrong things, Aisha. It have good one also. And I don't know if you know get it now, but it just makes me afternoon when you call Aisha. Aisha, your boy now get up.
He sung like he was sleeping. Aisha,
I gone.
Mommy, leave Anderson alone, please, Mommy. Leave Anderson alone.
Anderson, you know, I wanna tell you something. I wanna, educate you on something. The police officers who just be in the Beetham and these areas, they don't just come there because they feel like coming there. They were sent there. You understand? They can't say they're not coming. They were sent there. We had to find out the source. We had to find out who is the person that is sending them there. And that's who we had to get to. We had to get from the higher heads. Them other young police who come in and doing things. And if they don't do the work and lock up people and harass people, they just get in trouble when they go back in the police station. You understand? Sometimes they even get suspended for not doing the job. They were sent there to harass and punish the poor people. So it's not all them police who you see coming there with the intent to really harm people, but they are forced to do so. It is happening all in America here. You understand? A police officer would be working in a Jewish area, and what would happen is they just smoke weed and thing on the street. And if he lock them up, the rabbi call the person, they get sent home. The sergeant tell him, don't lock up nobody there again. Don't lock up nobody there again. But if he go to Flatbush area, he could lock up as much Africans smoking weed on the corner as possible. So not just Trinidad, that happening all over the place. You had to go from the heads, Anderson. So not all who come in there doing thing is bad. But that's how they're supposed to act when they deal with the poor people.
All right, good looking people. I'll take a few more calls, a few more messages as we close this hour. Tomorrow, I want to pay attention. You know they have a saying, right? When your neighbor house on fire, you need to wet your own. I don't know how much of you paying attention to what's happening in Guyana, but there is civil unrest in Guyana since the election result, and there have been murders being committed by protesters. 2 young men of African descent were murdered, I think a day or 2 ago, in a village when they went to get coconuts. Young men by protesters. And likewise, I saw a video of a Facebook friend of mine showing a video of her father, an Indian man in Guyana, beaten coming home from the market. Just target the man just so and beat him. So there is murders and beatings taking place in Guyana, civil unrest. We're going to be talking with residents living in Guyana, citizens of Guyana, to find out exactly what is happening, what is the politicians' position on the situation. And again, like I say, when your neighbor house on fire, you have to wet your own. I saw frightening realities occurring during the general elections between our citizens of Trinidad and Tobago of East Indian descent and African descent. And I need to nip it in the bud one time. I do not ever want us to be like Guyana, ever and never. So we're going to lay it all out on the table tomorrow while we listen to what's happening next door in Guyana, see where we are going wrong in Trinidad and Tobago, and see how fast we can deal with that situation. So tomorrow is a program you don't want to miss. Having said that, I'm going to go back to the phone lines, hear what you guys are saying. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Guru, how you doing?
I find you treated me with scan courtesy.
You're mad, I love you.
You treated me with scan courtesy.
Guru, I love you like cook food.
3 days now I'm trying to get in the program. You're not taking my call at all.
Never, Guru. I would do you that.
Aisha, when time to buy laptops for $4,000 and $5,000, it are no poor people in this country. Beatam and Lavante are no poor people because they have 60-inch TV in the house and they have fridge and stove. They ain't poor. But when they pay $1,000 fine for not wearing a face mask, they are poor people. It's one law for the rich and one law for the poor. But according to the fella just now, Aisha, when the people down in the west, the police go down there for them and they just pick up the phone and they call. Who is they calling?
I don't know. I always ask myself that question.
Who they calling, Aisha? And why is it these people in Lavantil and Beatam and all about who they're locking up? They can't make a similar call. How come, Aisha? Them don't need to wear red jersey. Those in Beatam and Steelers don't need to wear red jersey. They may have nobody to call when they get in trouble.
Why you so, boy?
Well, the people down in the west, the financiers of the party, them have people to call. I told Dr. Rowley in during the campaign, it has hurt me, I quoted him, it hurts me when I see they treating you all like that, not that way, He separated himself. You see why they call him Oreo? He separated himself. He said, it hurt me, when they treated you all like that. But how come the people down in the West could have access to some government official when they get themselves in trouble? And the people who put on the wear jersey and run out and ball, Ray, they may have nobody to call. How come, Aisha? They may don't need to wear the wear jersey and ball, Ray. And the people down in the West, the financiers, they have all the privileges. Miss Wells, I'm speaking to you.
Guru is a bacchanalist. I'm not answering you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Okay, so somebody just sent me a press release here. I'm trying to confirm its authenticity before I even read it because it's already annoying me. Yeah, it's a little annoying. Caller, you live?
Hi, pleasant good afternoon again, Aisha. Rastaman here.
Yeah, Rastaman from Dago.
Aisha, I remember the other day I called you and I was telling you that how they need to do a survey on the police service, so much tickets thrown out for wrong spelling. When it's a police shooting, how come they doesn't have a classification of the firearm? Remember we was having that conversation?
Yes, I remember.
And about 5 calls later, I call and say, I expecting a perfect world. And I said it's not perfect, it's accountability. Police officers has been doing what they want. I even went as far back to tell about the police, the young man, the choppy mom, and they release him back in his his father care. His father was an officer. Aisha, I find it's too long, too much things going on with police. The other day, as I say, the Minister of National Security is in the radio station. Nobody asks him a question. What it is going on with all this police shooting, all this. I was anybody that had the authority, Aisha, you might be able to do it. You see just how they put on a survey on how much killing it have in a year and how much killing it have in 5 years and whatnot. For a survey of how many offenses it have and how many things it have against police officers in the court system today. And run it back and see. The police, they are their own bosses. They do what they want. One police telling me something and the next one telling me something totally different about the same situation. I said it's way too long for this deal. It's way too this overdue. And these police officers and them, they need a psychiatric evaluation before they get in this job. Because some of them not fit, so wear a uniform. But they still, they worse than youth men with firearm on the streets. And they have firearm and with a team. Because the police is one of the biggest teams. When they're doing wrong, the brethren backing them. They don't stop them, you know. They're backing them. So are you sure you'll understand?
Thank you so much. So we had two things we touched on this week already. We on fire. The first thing we touched on was what the first thing we touched on? It was just on my mind, like I really getting old, you know. Can't believe I forget that. So this week we touched on the injustice meted out to our people by the police, and we want answers. And yesterday we touched on the unfair treatment from the banks. So we keep pinpointing things we need to fix. Eventually there's going to come a time when we have to figure out how we're going to fix these things, Highlighting them is one thing, but taking action is something else. And all so don't take action unless it's a zest. I just said, unless it's a zest, Trinbagonians, yes, all yourself are talking about. Do not take any action. And all you just take everything saying down, lying down, relax in a comfortable position. There would be a time you're going to be called to act, I'm just saying. Caller, you live? Not there. Let me see if you're here now. Caller, you are live.
Aisha.
Hey, how you doing?
Aisha, girl, when I watch you this evening, I see your face. I say, well, what's going on with my girl's face? How it looking so? But then I understand now. Aisha, the chicken coming home to roost. And you see all the things you're bringing up there now that you're asking yourself question about. Thank God somebody eyes opening. That going on all the time. Aisha, when them police and them kill we. They say, we fire shots and they return fire. That come like a road march. Nobody do investigate. Aisha, when the commissioner now come in, they had killing in Chumakak, they had killing all about it. When they question him about it, he now start. And he's going to crush the cockroach and thing. Why people in come out and support an investigation into that? Investigate to the killing down in Sealot. When they went down Sealot and killed the boy down there. I never hear nothing about no shootout. I never hear nothing about no investigation. But you see, God don't close a door unless He open a window. He work in mysterious ways. You see how people coming out and starting to ask questions now. A commissioner calling people cockroach in this country should not be in office. He should be fired. It's only this part of the world that things like that could happen and people just taking it just so. Trade agents, boy, Aisha, I don't want to say girl, but trade agents, I don't know, like we stupid. I hate to say it, but the facts is facts. Let the chips fall where they may. Right? Aisha, girl, have a blessed evening, and I know I ain't going to see that smile in a while, but I understand. I'll go on.
Oh, there you go again, griping. Then they will call the people in yellow, they would like to give out money. Yeah, them in Lavender, they will call the people in yellow. Yeah, because they love to share money. So keep on griping, baby. Keep on griping. You have a whole 5 years of that to do.
Call A live.
Aisha?
Yes?
The 4 young men who was murdered some years gone by in Chinapoo. You remember that, Aisha?
Yeah, that was just recently, right? Which tracked the protest?
No. In Chinapoo, I think it happened about 3 years ago. I think 4 of them was murdered, I think by police. You can remember that?
Okay, slightly coming to mind.
Right. I think that case, I think the policemen is supposed to be charged or something like that. I think recently I heard it on the news.
Okay.
Remember that thing was 4 was murdered in Chinapoo, 4 young men. Try not for that, Aisha. No, you just get it in thing.
I will find out. I will.
Yeah? Okay then, okay, bye-bye.
Good afternoon, Aisha Tobago in the house here. I just tuned in and was on Facebook, so I seen the comment. I see the little zesting, but I didn't see the one with by Sealot and thing. But That is what has happened. It's happening long time. This thing happening long time. So why we complaining now? This thing happening long time. Aisha, Saturday, Abba, my daughter had a little pool party home by me for my grandson, 19 children, and all I did praying, Lord Father, don't let police pass, because we living in a little gated community too also, and police will be passing real often. I said, Lord Father, let it all pass, and see all these children and them underneath we house in 2 pools. But it went well. We dispersed the children and them off as fast as possible. You understand? Because he turned 2. Well, today he turned 2. Today's his birthday, so we keep it Saturday gone. But all I saying, if the rich could do it, why can't we? You understand? But I am so sorry that this thing have to happen to the youths and them in Silot. But they should have known better also too, Aisha. 2 wrongs can't make a right. 2 wrongs can't make a right. You understand? But this thing happening long time. And I hear her talking about Mr. Pinal call my partner Bataria house slave. Yes, Mr. Pinal, but he's not your house slave.
No, Mr. Pinal, hold on. Take a pen out to stop you there. Mr. Pinal did no such thing. Mr. Bego, Mr. Pinal did no such thing. The person who made the unfortunate comment was Brother Tabakit. And as he said it, I addressed it. So, thank you. And I'm saying, Mr. Bego, you're taking chances by having private zest. I want to remind us, this is not a competition. It's not I could party, so you could party, and we could party, and he and she party, and the world is in a pandemic. This is to save lives. We must always remember these laws in place is not to deter us from having fun. There will be a time when we can do all of that again. This is to save lives. The reality of this situation is some of us still thinking that this is a game. So taking a chance and having a zest is one thing. The police catching is something else. But let it not just be about the police now. Or if the police catch me or do catch me, let it be about me restricting myself and my family from a deadly virus. The toll continues to rise in Trinidad, and then we keep wondering why COVID-19 spreading is because everybody taking a chance. Let us stop taking chances. Mr. Bego, next time, please caution yourself and your family members. The children especially who don't know any better, do not put them in vulnerable situations. Let us do what is right so we can fight this pandemic together. Let's go.
Ask yourself this question. How the 1% get property down the island? You ever hear them put up any property for sale down there? How they get property down the island? How come? And how the man we had the cinema down in Diego Martin, not in Diego Martin, oh God, movie town. Who gave him permission to back the sea? Who gave him permission to how them could do anything and get away with it? But a vendor, a poor man come out of vendor on the street, you're locking him up and charging him big money. One set of treatment for one and one set of treatment for the cockroach. That's how it is. But the chicken coming home to roost are watching.
International line, caller, you live. Hi, good afternoon.
Imagine Mr. Baker called in to say she had 19 children in a pool party. She wasn't listening to your program. And you get away with that, I get upset. I wanted to vomit when I hear this woman and she repeated it, I'm mad, this boy. 19 children in a pool party, that's 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, that's 19 children. Man, other people are looking for trouble in the country, Some people prayed and some partying and gallivanting and tapping the shoulder, on the shoulder, man. You can do better than that. You making a contribution like that, man, behave yourself, Thank you, Aisha.
Thank you so much, caller. I ain't lie. That's why I had to check her on it. I take your point. I think this caller was Miss Tunapuna. Miss Tunapuna, I took your point. That's why I immediately checked her on it and reminded her the reason for these regulations is to save lives and not necessarily taking a chance, because the rich could do it, we could do it too. We need to remember that we're fighting a deadly virus, and in order to protect ourselves and our families, we need to isolate. This is not a competition. It is not a party. It's about us doing what we need to do. And I think, there are some of us who probably just need to be a little reinforced. Yeah? Caller, you live.
Aisha, good day.
Good day.
This is my view, not the radio host or the station. You see why I say all these people should die? All who not listening should die. And if a big woman to call in and say, I am not sure anything on that road, or they don't care about me, boy, or they don't care about my family, boy, all they should die. Everybody in that party should die. Because when they're not listening, or they're coming to kill Aisha and her children, or they're coming to kill me and my children who are trying to listen, like all they should die. Maybe I shame of you. I shame of you. I'm feeling sick with that voice in our ears. I love Aisha.
Yes, and what you're saying is so true, Aisha, because I'm now saying this lady who now called and said she had a birthday party and 19 children was there, that is wrong. Because my granddaughter had a birthday the other day, and we did not keep any party for her. We come to a conclusion that no party. So she had no even right to come on the radio and say that she had a party and if the rich could do it, why the poor can? No, that is wrong. Right? Two wrongs can make a right. We're trying to stop this thing, and all they stop being so biased to each other. Right?
Aisha, Mr. Bego in song too bright, because Mr. Bego say she's sorry for the people on Silla. Two wrongs can make a right, but she went and have a pool party for 19 children. So when conscious people listening to somebody's callers, you just know it's either they're lying or they're not too bright when they're making the contribution.
Mr. Bego, clear yourself, clear your name, Mr. Bego. Clear your name. Did you misinterpret what you said a short while ago? Did we misinterpret what you say? Clear your name. Alison Lara said, some adults just don't have sense. I was shocked at Mr. Bego's voice note. Let her clear her name. Let her come in and clear her name. Come back in, Mr. Bego. All right, Allison said, I'm missing you. Okay, yeah. All right. Let me see who's on the inside. Some more messages coming in on the Facebook. Teresa Franklin said, oh my God, please tell her she's off for being so ignorant. Forgive her madness. She needs help. Let's give Mr. Bego some time to get back in. And St. Mark says Tobago have a wide, vast landscape, so she should be safe. I think, let's see what's happening here.
No, Aisha, you see the same thing I was saying? They just said, how they know what I say was true. I just wanted to prove a point. And you see, they move away from where the people and them in the private party was having the shindig, and then they focus on what I said. You understand? I was just talking to some friends here, and I just decided just to try to see how they will spin it back around. You understand? But I sent you a text. I was waiting for you to read it. What I say, and I apologize by what I say. I misconstrued of calling the wrong person name, and you see they jump out. And how are they different from how Anderson does think? You understand? But I just wanted to prove a point. But as I said, two wrong can make a right, and the picnic birthday is today. Yeah, so I just was proving a point with some people who I was talking to. So Aisha Tobago in the house.
So is it that you didn't have the party and it was just something that you said that you did to prove a point? That part I needed to clear up for us, because I think that is what everybody is going based on. So send it back to us. Is it that you just say it and throw it out there to prove a point and it was a lie? Or you did have the party and everybody's focusing on you? I am still a little bit lost and would like a little bit of clarity.
So we can understand that way you now say it. You shouldn't yourself try to spin nothing on the radio. Your songs, well then if it's that is what you did, your song's so foolish doing that.
Caller, you live?
I sure let that lady know this is not no fight program. It's a serious thing here. Stop playing games with people's life.
And that's what's going to happen. People going to come down on you if they think you acted irresponsibly. People that listen to 91.9 are people who are serious about their health and safety, especially the lives of others. We have some seniors that listen here, as well as we have some of the young people who are a little conscious-minded. So we just want to make sure you're doing the right thing, Mr. Bagel. We just want to make sure you're doing the right thing.
Miss Aisha, as I said in the text, what I just sent there, we was just speaking about that, and you see, the move away from the rich and famous, and I just threw that out, and they just gobble it up. We are some gullible people, but I can assure the callers and them, I'm a right-head thinking person, I'm not dumb and foolish. And today is the child birthday and he's just having ice cream and cake. So I shall send a pic of my grandson for you, let you see. He's having ice cream and cake at home. So they just jump out just so. Yes, and I said 2 wrongs can't make a right, and I'm sticking to it. We people, Aisha, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Tobago in the house, locked on and listening.
All right, Mr. Bagel. So you still didn't answer the question. I just want to assume whatever you do, whether you had the pool party with 19 children or you're having cake and ice cream with him today, whatever you do it within the guidelines of the Health Ordinance Act. Protect yourself and your family. Protect your children and do it safely. That is all I would suggest. That is all I would say going forward from here. The only reason why people switched from the rich and famous to you was because of the fact that you said you did a pool party for 19 children on the weekend and you were a little bit worried that the police would have passed by you. 19 children in open space, not social distancing, playing in a pool is a concern for a lot of people. There are children, so people would have come out based on that. Just saying. Caller, you live?
Yes, good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
Okay, Aisha, I hope that lady was pranking us because, she just can't pluck 19 children out of thin air. That they would have parents and grandparents who would know. And, of course, if you have children in the water, parents would have to be around. And, therefore, they would all be culpable in that foolishness. So I am just hoping that she really was trying to be funny, which was a big failure. But on my own part as a senior citizen with comorbidities and at high risk, and relatives of mine from different branches of the family have been tested because they were at the 3rd level of contact. And they have all tested negative. But that's how close it came to me. Because I was supposed to go to the home of one of the 2nd levels. And we didn't go. Another thing came up and we could have rescheduled that. So what I'm saying is, somebody like me, I am in a personal state of emergency. And to hear that people having pool parties, the rich and powerful, and the mild and meek, and then there's everybody in between doing foolishness. You see them pulling down their masks and you see them in not social distancing and you don't know who's sanitizing and washing and what have you. You see with the mask you could see that they're pulling it down And you could see the physical distance between them. You know what 6 feet is? It's 2 yardsticks, right? So you know they're doing that wrong, and then they're having these parties and whatnot. So I have gone into a state of emergency for me. And then, so I'm just saying that thing really, really, really grated against my brain. And I'm just hoping that she really didn't do it. Thank you.
All right, so she sent me a message here, and she said she did not had a party. Right? That is what she said. She said she didn't have a party. Maybe she was pranking us when she said it in her first voice note. So I won't dwell on it if she says she had it, or if she says she didn't have it, who is me to say she did? Yeah, so that is what she is saying now. But as I'm saying to you, Mr. Bagel, whatever you do going forward here, please do it to safeguard yourself and the lives of others.
Mr. Bagel, you ain't catch me because I tell you that they're not too bright, or what you're saying, you're lying. So you didn't catch me with your nonsense. And Aisha program is not for nonsense. You understand? We're looking for solutions to fix the problems in Trinidad and Tobago.
Tobago, you're wrong. What you did there was wrong. Admit that you're wrong and apologize. We don't play games with these matters. You're wrong.
Caller, you live?
Good afternoon again.
Yes, good afternoon.
You see, I actually never went to school or something. I don't understand it. The orator wrong. And mentioned, understand it. Them people should be ashamed of you. I'm very ashamed of you to be ashamed of you. Because my ID card, national card mark, Trinidad and Tobago. And I want you to go back to and state what school you at. What school you at, Miss Lady? Because I tell you, my job, but I'm not telling them my journey, no terror party. I won. That's at this time. You know what I'm telling you? I ain't got no success. There's a man that you pop up by me. And me ain't going to heal it. Why you going to heal it for? If one person taking his everybody could be contaminated. Miss Lady just call and say what school we have. That great business of them is that they don't call it. And I let them show my way. I don't break the still I learned from my sister. So the baby and the big one ends right now the shade. That's what Miss Lady. And that's a shade. Don't go make up this one, make up this.
Feel the power, feel the power, feel the power, nice sweet soca. Feel the power, feel the power, feel the power, nice sweet soca.
Caller, you live?
Pleasant good day to you, Aisha. Aisha, sometimes we just need to just sympathize with Mr. Baku because maybe she's trying to play the balanced role as well. What I can say though, Aisha, what is taking place in the rich and wealthy lifestyle in Trinidad and Tobago have always been there before COVID-19. So I am not surprised about what happened there in the West or Bayshore, wherever they want to call it, right? It will continue to be like that, and generations to come will continue to endure the suffering and the pain and this kind of new era slavery. So, that is why we need somebody to stand up in our country, and we need real activism in this country. We don't want no jokey activism. We want activism where your life is on the line and you're dying for your country like a soldier. Thank you.
Yes, Aisha, we have to get back to the point. Gary Griffith and Stuart Town for us already, and they do something about Gary Griffith killing black people trend and letting the H live. That's what we have to talk about.
Tobago, you had no right to even come out and say that, right? Because we were all talking about the party on the beach, what Gary Griffith and them see, and did nothing about it, right? And what you're saying there is not making no sense. It's really not making any sense. You could be lying and coming back to say that today is your grandchild's birthday. You could be very well lying.
Caller, you alive? Caller, you alive? Not ready. All right, let me play some more voice notes.
Yeah, good day, good day. The problem is that people misunderstanding the concept. If we live in an island, we don't in a small country, as I want to say, we're supposed to be living in unity. What good for one supposed to be good for all, right? And everybody's supposed to understand and listen. Because if we have a big outbreak in this country, a lot of people could die. So I have a pleasant afternoon. And when I listen to the young lady when she's speaking, man. Good afternoon, Miss Wells.
Miss Wells, I must apologize because I really do not like to call into a program more than once, and I really had to because Mr. Bego, Mr. Bego, I'm speaking to you. You are contradicting yourself because what you said was you had 19 children under the house having the party. You had that over the weekend, and you said that you was praying that the police did not come. I listened to your story. The police did not come to issue you a warning. So what Miss Wells was saying to you is that you should explain yourself, but you hadn't. It couldn't be one rule for you and the other for the. It couldn't be that. You have 19. You had 19 children in your home, and COVID-19 is spreading. You all have to be responsible, and as parents and grandparents, you need to take responsibility for your action. What you did was wrong. It wasn't the right thing to do. Listen, they're trying their best in Trinidad and around the world. In the UK, from Monday, it's only 6 persons allowed together. You think the police pass and see 10 people, they're going to get tickets from £100 up for your first instance, £100. Nobody wants to pay that. So please, people, adhere to the rules. It's your life. It's not only in Trinidad and Tobago. It's the world. This whole thing is going around. Please, people.
When them sleep, when they bust you out on the street, when them rest, then we introduce you to zest.
Aisha, as I said, I see you now reading my text, and I said I was just having a conversation here with some people, and I did telling them, see how it will end up, and just as how I said is just what come and happen. And Aisha, to prove to you, my daughter finishing work 7 o'clock tonight, and we're having cake and ice cream, and I will send you the live video. So you can send me a private number, and I will send you, will see live he having his birthday cake, eating his ice cream, he's singing happy birthday for him, and you will see. And if I offended anybody, I apologize. This is one of my favorite radio station. But I was just saying, look how we just think. Look how we just think, and everybody just shift the goalposts, and it switched to Tobago. I'm glad that I'm famous on the radio station now. Like I come like Pinal, Guru, and them and Anderson and them. But I'm a right thinking person. It's 2 grandchildren. I have home in my house, and I'm not endangering my grandchildren. My mother lives far away from me, and I could only talk to my mother via WhatsApp. Right, Aisha? So Tobago in the house, locked on and listening. Time to move on, people. Time to move on. Anderson, Mr. Anderson, sir, I went to Eastern Girls Government School, then I went on to Mova Laventil, then I went on to Malik Senior Comprehensive. And mind you, I did very well. So, don't get tired, Mr. Anderson. Don't get tired. Look how you jump out. You love this Tobago, you love this Mr. Tobago, eh? But don't worry, Anderson, I love you too. So you have a blessed and wonderful day.
You wouldn't believe Aisha, she's saying that, Mr. Tobago was saying that, and I was even frightened for her that the authorities are listening to this lady, So, if it's a prank she tried, she could very well be setting up her own self.
Ole, I done here. I have had enough of this program for one day. It's 20 seconds before the break. I'm done. Yeah? Tomorrow we're talking about what's going on in Guyana. I already have some Guyanese guests lined up. It's going to be a hectic show tomorrow. As I usually say, TND, do a good deed today and stay safe.
We know the streets because we talk to the streets.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
Hey guys, it's Aisha Wells here. Listen up. If you're considering selling or renting your house in Trinidad and Tobago, then call Keelan George with O'Neill's Real Estate Group. He's a good friend of mine and he's been in the business for over 6 years. First, selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, and now right here in Trinidad and Tobago. He has a strategic online marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers and renters. Plus, with his home selling advice and techniques,